Welcome back, everybody. It is currently Thursday, November 21st, and it's officially winter here in Minnesota. Got our first snowfall. The sidewalks are frictionless. Everybody's slipping and sliding everywhere. I can already see the salt stains on the sidewalk, and it's just kind of hellish out. It was gray all week, and yeah, that's where we're at. In my peasant jeans, dude. My peasant jeans, as soon as it drops below 40 degrees, they're telling me to eat, and I have been eating. I did eat pizza for, I guess, breakfast, but whatever. Who cares, dude? We already established I'm a peasant. And again, I'm recording this episode about a week in advance because next week is Thanksgiving, the white man's holiday. No, it's Thanksgiving next week, and so I'm gonna have to record the main episode on Wednesday, and so I don't have time to record the mini-sode. All right, because I just recorded a mini-sode about 2 days ago. I don't got a lot of ideas. I got some written down. You know what I mean? Things to ramble about, but I burned all my good ones, dude. Talking about depression, that's all I had. Talking about peasants and depression, that's all I have for the winter time. Because that's what winter reminds me of. Like people are like, oh, winter, fucking Christmas and ice skating. No, dude, peasants and depression. That's what winter's all about. The real ones know. Ice skating? Only time I went ice skating, it was 60 degrees outside and it was February and I was slipping and sliding. My ass was soaking wet. That's the only time I've been ice skating. I'm not built for those fucking roller skating and shit like that. I'm too wide at the top. You know what I mean? Like even if I was skinny, I'm still not built for it. You know what I mean? I'm too wide. My center of gravity, it's not low enough. I got long ass legs. I'm all leg, no torso. I'm built like SpongeBob when he got those big ass boots. You know what I mean? That's how I'm looking. But yeah. So today's episode, coffee. I don't really remember what inspired this one, but look, coffee came in on short notice, so it might not be the most informative thing ever. And my ideas, my ramblings may not be as coherent as they have been, which I mean, if you've listened to a previous episode, you know that is bad news, dude, because those are I'm gonna sound like a dude after getting punched in the back of the head 20 times. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sound like all those all those videos you see of like boxers before and afters. That's what this episode is about to be, because I have no ideas, dude. But look, I did write a decent amount down about coffee, and coffee, you know what I mean? It's inspiring. A lot of people drink coffee to wake up in the morning, get their brain going, so maybe me talking about it will fucking inspire my ramblings, dude. But no. So we're recording this a week in advance, so I don't know. Yeah, that really doesn't apply. But yeah, coffee. All right. It's the highest sales in the world market for hot drinks. And I was like, what? I thought tea would be higher, but I guess it makes sense because more people buy coffee than they buy tea. You know what I mean? Like tea, that shit's easy to make. Like at home, you can let it a cup and hot water. That's all you need. Coffee, you need all this fancy shit. Like, dude, there's some type of people that like when they make coffee, like to make cold brew, you need like a meth setup. Like for real, like cold brew, like real cold brewed coffee, not iced coffee. There's a difference. But real cold brewed coffee, dude, you're basically making meth. You're making like almost like caffeine extract. That shit's crazy. And like I've expressed on previous episodes, I'm super sensitive to caffeine. At least Diet Coke caffeine. Maybe it's just Diet Coke. Because I mean, Diet Coke probably has a ton of other shit in there that's getting your brain going, making your heart beat out of your fucking chest. And so I'm super sensitive to it. So I don't know what coffee would do to me. Because coffee, they were saying average cup 100 milligrams, dude. An entire can of Diet Coke is 40, and I drink half of it, and I'm fucking freaking out, thinking the demons are coming after me, dude. I drink half a can of Coke, and I see the Shadow Man. It is terrifying, like for real. Like my whole body gets hot, and my legs just don't stop moving, and I can't sit still. I need to stop drinking caffeine. I don't know why I keep doing it. It never I've been doing it a lot because I have a lot of homework and tests and shit because it's like the end of the semester. But like, dude, it doesn't help me at all. It doesn't even wake me up. I'm still like yawning and stretching the entire time. It just like makes me freak out. But whatever, dude. Who cares? That's why I'm always been more of a nicotine guy, dude. Nicotine's it's a nice, you know what I mean? It's short lasting, but it's not like some shit like salvia is like 5 minutes long, but it's the highest you'll ever be, dude. That's not how nicotine is for me. You know what I mean? It's very chill. Coffee's like meth, dude. Nicotine is God. I might do a nicotine episode. I love it so much. That might be like the 21st, my 21st birthday special. Because a lot of people they drink or like get high or whatever. Nah, man. Nah. Nicotine is where it's at. It's so good. I just want to zen so bad. That's all I can think about, dude. Citrus wintergreen. And fuck the 3 millis, dude. We're going straight to 6. And zen too. I'm a brat about the nicotine pouches, dude. Granted, I've never had like the rogues or whatever, which people say are good. But dude, zen, it's so much better. It's like some people are like Coke people or Chevy people. I'm a zen man myself. I don't think I could ever try the off brands. You know what I mean? The zen flavor, it's just so clean. And yeah, that's all I've got for zen. But um, my notes for the pod. I'll read one of these notes. I was thinking this, dude. Obama needs to drop a video of him eating Michelle's pussy. All right, because there's a lot of rumors going around about those two, and I feel like that clears up two of them. You know what I mean? It it would be, and it would just be funny. Like I bet he eats that pussy like studiously. You know what I mean? He's like a professional about it. He does it like perfect technique. He's like a technician on the pussy if he does eat it. You know what I mean? And Manchelle, dude, Big Mike. Look, the Obama being gay thing, 100%. Everyone knows it's real. Manchelle, we could clear up some rumors there. And you know what I mean? You can still eat pussy if you're gay. I feel like that really doesn't prove shit. You know what I mean? Because you can just pray that it's something else, or like pretend your eyes, close your eyes, and like if you're gay, pretend it's a man's asshole. You know, look, obviously they're not the same, but you can hope. You know what I mean? It's like if you're eating an apple, you can eat an apple and like smell chocolate, and it's kind of like it's really not like eating chocolate, but it's kind of the same. That's where we're at. But personally, the jury's still out as to whether Michelle Obama has a dick. Her back is fucking huge, but she is like 6 feet tall, dude. So who knows? But back to coffee, dude. So modern cultural coffee traditions began in Yemen. So you might have heard Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee and humanity. Kind of true, but not like I think they do it differently in Yemen somehow. Like I think they use the shells of the coffee too. Nah, dude. We're using straight bean over here, grinding that shit up, forcing the water through it. But yeah, and they did get their coffee from Ethiopia. And it said it started in the 15th century. That does seem kind of late. I'm gonna call bullshit on that, dude. That's one of the many draws of this podcast is just me calling bullshit on things. Because I mean, not a lot of people who say it out loud. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's a fact." No, dude, that sounds like bullshit. You're telling me people they're grinding everything else, dude. Corn, wheat. What else are they grinding? That's pretty much it. But still, you know what I mean? I'm sure they were grinding other shit. They were grinding spices. You know what I mean? Cinnamon, cardamom, shit like that. You're telling me they didn't grind up coffee before then? I call bullshit, man. But yeah, I was saying it was started in Yemen and then it reached Europe in like the 16th century. Yeah, that does make sense because most of the world at the time was probably fucking with tea over coffee, and that's still how it is. I don't get the draw of either. I think cigarettes are better than both. I'm gonna take a stand. And I don't even like I hate cigarettes too, but I think they're both I think cigarettes are better than coffee and tea. Besides that Arizona. Arizona is special, dude. If like I feel like there was like a few wars fought over tea. If it was Arizona, I get it, dude. That nice high fructose corn syrup in there. You know what I mean? You get that rush. Your body knows it's fake, dude. From the second it touches your lips, you know it's not real, but goddamn is it good. Goddamn, dude. Corn syrup is basically honey. All right, let's be honest here. They're both like thick, sugary. You know what I mean? What else do they have in common? That's it. But dude, it's kind of the same shit to me. But anyway, all right, goddamn, back on topic. Yeah, this one's gonna be a stinker, dude. No other way to put it. All my good ideas are gone, but yeah, fuck it, we balled, dude. But and we got Arabica and Robusta coffee. And I was like, dude, this is probably like sativa versus indica. Like it's all the fucking same. Can we be honest here? We're gonna act like the types of coffee are different. I mean, maybe, like, but not that much. It really doesn't matter. I feel like we gotta trick some people. You know what I mean? Do one of like those blind commercials they do for like, it's actually a Chevy. It's actually Robusta, dude. Because apparently Arabica is like the goat kind, and Robusta is just not it. It's more bitter, they were saying. And what else does it have? It's more bitter and like acidic and stuff, but it's more full bodied. Guys, you're not using real words here. All right. Fucking Wikipedia, dude. And by the way, that's all I do for research is Wikipedia. You know how I am with it. Um, but it's a $500 billion industry. And I heard that, I was like, dude, that honestly seems kind of low. For the most sold like hot drink in the world, you think it would be more. Like, dude, cryptocurrency is $1 billion industry, and that's completely made, or $1 trillion industry, and that's like completely made up. So you'd think coffee, something that's real, would be worth more, but no. I mean, look, all money's made up to be fair, but at least it has some backing. Crypto has no backing. Like, at least there's no like army to defend crypto. The only army that defends crypto is like fucking overweight 28-year-olds who wasted all their family's money trying to get rich on crypto. That's the army defending crypto. You know what I mean? Like the US dollar, we got the nukes. So it's like, what the fuck you gonna do? Tell us it's worthless? Fucking I'll blow your whole country up. Oh, Rwanda, you don't want to accept the US dollar? I have a submarine that can wipe you and everyone around you off the face of the earth. Um, but yeah, dude, it seems a little bit low for like the most consumed beverage in the world. Like, how much is Coke worth? Or the most consumed hot beverage in the world? How much does Coke make a year? Only four. Damn. I thought they were working with more, dude. The way Coke's moving, they're getting South America. They're all getting fat off the Coke, dude. Especially like Mexico. I guess that's not South America, but still, all those I feel like Polynesians probably fucking love Coke. You know what I mean? I feel like they should be bigger than they are. I can't believe I'm defending Coke. But no, if you guys listen to the feudalism episode, you know. I'd ride for the Coke Empire too. But I feel they're just so impersonal. And Coke's already got an army behind them. I want to be there building from the ground up, dude. My, feudal clan, my not caliphate, whatever, my little kingdom that I'm going to be fighting for, because you don't want to be at the top. That's the number one mistake people make with like, kingdoms, cults, fucking whatever else, dude. You do not want to be at the very top. You want to be about 4 or 5 from the top, right? Because 4 or 5 from the top, you're still doing better than almost everyone else. And you can, start a revolt at any time. And if there's a revolt, you can kind of play both sides. You know what I mean? You can be like, no, I'm a common man, dude. I'm fighting with the troops. Or you join the aristocracy, kill all the peasants. And so that's where I ideally would want to be. I'm at 4 or 5 from the top. Kind of, I don't want to be like the Secretary of Education. You know what I mean? Like, no one's trying to assassinate the fucking Secretary of Education. It's like, who cares? Kids are dumb. Yeah, they've always been fucking stupid. Okay, next question. Let's move on. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the FBI to show up to my house because at this point, dude, they're not showing up. I've threatened enough people's lives on here. The FBI is not coming at me for the Secretary of Education. I bet you the Secretary of Education doesn't even get like a $12 an hour security force. You know what I mean? They don't even get like Paul Blart level. I feel like they don't guard that motherfucker at all. That guy lives in like a studio apartment in Washington D.C. He is, or she. It's probably a woman. Let's be honest here. Because goddamn, the bitches love telling you what to do, telling you what's right, telling you what's not right. Got him. Am I right, fellas? I don't really talk to women, I don't know, but they should have a secretary of hot beverages. But the leading coffee producer is Brazil with 35%, dude. God damn, they put in the work. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting Brazil, but I guess it makes sense. So, like, why else would they be burning down half that rainforest? Got to plant coffee there. All right. Oh, your family lived here for 10,000 years. You lived unchecked. No, dude. You guys all have ringworm anyway. All right. Get out of the fucking woods. Go to Sao Paulo. We gotta sell coffee. All right. We gotta. It's all a fucking big cycle. All right. But yeah, and then Vietnam and Colombia. Colombia, I expected it, but Vietnam, like no one. Vietnamese coffee is like definitely what like Starbucks sells and shit. Like Vietnamese coffee, that's like Mongolian champagne. You know what I mean? It's like that's not. We're not talking prestigious, heirloom type shit here. We're talking, and honestly, with Brazil and Colombia, we're probably talking about similar shit. But at least South America is a little more. I don't know. The tropical vibe is definitely different in South America than it is in like Southeast Asia. I feel like Southeast Asia is more like swampy, maybe. I don't know if that's right. It just it it ain't it. It doesn't have like the Amazon type of vibe. So I mean, yeah, I feel like it just feels like more commercial and industrial in Vietnam. You know what I mean? Because that's where all our clothes come from. That's where all our shit comes from. So it doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't feel as artisanal as rainforesty. Um, but goddamn. So I mean, if you drinking coffee, you've probably it at some point has like passed through the hands of like someone who was in the Viet Cong, which is that's crazy. Because I mean, they're definitely Vietnam's definitely one of those country where it's like you're fully hunched over, like your waist is constantly at a 90-degree angle. You know what I mean? You're constantly looking at the ground. You're like that type of old, and they're still making you work. So that's crazy. And honestly, even if all your coffee does come from Africa or like South America, that's even worse, dude. All those countries are constantly getting like taken over by like or like some like communist backed leader or whatever, or capitalist backed leader. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Um, but it's not a bean. You heard it here first, folks. And it was like, it's not a bean, it's a seed from like a crab apple type looking thing. And I was like, then what is a bean? I'm pretty sure a bean's a seed because it comes inside of those little pods. I'm gonna have to look this up, dude, because I'm about 90% sure. Maybe it's because it doesn't come from a pod, but and that's why it's not a bean. Is a bean a seed? Is a bean? Yeah, yeah. So I don't know why. That's like the differentiation it made. It was like, no, it's because it's a seed. And it's like, I feel like a bean's a seed too. Yeah. Google just confirmed it. So it's like, what makes it not a bean then? I think it's because it's got like a fruit around it. But even then, the fruit, you look at the fruit on this thing, it's barely a fruit. It's definitely more of a bean than it is like a regular seed. I'm going to say it, dude. Controversial take. Uh, I don't think you can eat. There's really no point in eating it. And eating the fruit of the coffee, it's thin, dude. We're talking like it's like the foreskin of it, all right? It's tight as dick skin on there, you know what I mean? There's no point in eating the fruit of the coffee thing. God damn, dude. My brain just died there. Hey, like I said, not all these episodes are gonna be perfect, but um and what else do we have about coffee? We've got about 10 minutes left. I can definitely stretch this for 10 minutes. What else has been going on, dude? Fuck, let me check the notes. Yeah, dude. Yesterday I was listening to Many Men by 50 Cent. You know the song, and I was just like, this is about me, dude. This is about my life as a podcaster. You know what I mean? Many men wished death upon me. They didn't think I can do it. They doubted me. They attacked me. They tried to get me canceled for talking about an army full of Down syndrome dudes that I would breed to be super soldiers. But here I am, alive and well. You know what I mean? Talking about coffee on a Thursday. Which I mean, what else are you gonna do on a Thursday? Like every time I think like this is like some loser shit. Like, yeah, kind of. But there's also people out there getting master's degrees in art. You know what I mean? It's like this is just as productive as getting a master's degree in art. I'd say more so. I am adding more to, because look, coming away from this, like most people drink coffee, you know more about what you're putting in your body. You know what I mean? No one listening to this drinks coffee, but maybe somewhere along the line, someone will listen to this who does drink coffee. So I'm doing more than someone who's getting a PhD. Like I feel like people are just like, oh, he has a PhD, but it's like, yeah, if you're getting that shit in like, I don't know, therapy or whatever, okay, you got a point. You know, you got me beat. I'm willing to concede that. And controversial take, I do think doctors provide more to society than I do. Even if you hate doctors, you got to admit the boys are putting in work. Like even the people that are like Western medicine is evil, doctors are evil. They're still, I mean, they're still doing more than you're doing. You know what I mean? Like even if it is evil, so put in that work, dude. Beat those doctors. Um, yeah, but I feel like I'm doing more than this is time better spent than getting a PhD in art. Even even a 4-year degree in art, I feel like this is time better spent. This is time better spent than most things. Now that I'm honestly thinking about it, because most people, actually, that's not true. But like, okay, to college people, because what do college people do all day? Get drunk, go to parties, play video games, smoke weed. I feel like this is time better spent. Like even if no one ever listens to this, it's like at least I'm kind of learning how to talk. Like, and that's 90% of life. Like, if you work in like a business, which everyone so it's such a dumb. If you work in a business, but you guys know what I mean. If you're like, if you have an office job, you're gonna get like further just from knowing how to talk. Like, if I can just talk about coffee for 10 minutes, I feel like that's getting you further. But that's very much not what I want to do with my life. So it's kind of a waste of time. But what else was I gonna do, dude? Play ramp survival on Fortnite, dude. Play parkour on Fortnite, which by the way, dude, I beat that shit in like 10 minutes. Got all the XP. They don't know me, son. Goggins would be proud of that. I didn't give up. I beat the whole thing. But yeah, goddamn, I'm trying to think of shit that has happened. Really, nothing has happened in the past 2 days, which isn't surprising. Barely anything happens to me in a week that I I even remember. You know what I mean? It's like every week I forget probably 100% of what happens. I don't even remember if when I record a podcast. Every week I look at I'm like surprised by how many podcast episodes I have. I'm like, yo, I have 20 episodes. Not 20 full episodes, but we are at 20. And 6 followers, dude. The come up starts now. They ain't ready for it. They ain't ready for the white boy of the year, dude. But I think I do have to start writing more notes now. Right now, all right, at this point, I'm just thinking about out loud, dude. No one wants to listen to this at this point. Everyone wants to know about coffee. So, like I was saying, dude, it's a bean. And also, a lot of people are shitting after they're drinking their coffee. They don't know what does that, which I don't know how you, I feel like that's kind of obvious, but whatever. It makes you shit. Or maybe it's like a combination of a few of the different chemicals. I feel like caffeine's got to play a role in there. You know what I mean? Because even when I drink like a Diet Coke, now granted, Diet Coke is about like 90% synthetic chemicals, so it could be any of those, but even when I drink like a Diet Coke, I'm still shitting. And they're like, caffeine's probably not a suspect. I'm thinking it is, dude. Because I'm going to break down very quickly how caffeine works. Caffeine, it blocks like the depressive receptors in your brain and releases the chemical that activates muscles. And it like does shit with your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, which is like the nervous system you don't control, or the two parts of the nervous system you don't control. So I'm thinking, dude, it's got to do something with it. It's just doing too much to not make you shit. Maybe it's activating like your asshole muscles, and it's like, or something like that. But then again, that wouldn't make you. Could make you shit. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, god damn it, that's all the notes I had about coffee. All right, I gotta think. I gotta think what else I have written down. All right, the only other thing that I wrote down of my thoughts, and these are just my thoughts from like yesterday. Um, is that if I ever make money from the pod, dude, I'm getting plastic surgery. I'm going full plastic surgery face, dude. And I'm getting it all done in like a week. It's not gonna be like there's like somebody that got a lot of like the Bogdanovich brothers. I'm not going that level. I'm going like getting it all done in a week, dude. I'm coming back frozen face. Like I'm not even gonna be able to open my mouth all the way. Like type shit. That's a full facelift. My entire fucking if dude. And by the way, look up what people look like right after a facelift. That is the most dude. Nothing is worth that. I wouldn't do that shit to like save my family. And it doesn't even look good. They always end up looking like I don't even know. They don't look human anymore. It looks like they're wearing a mask. Like people do all that shit just to look like they're wearing a mask. Absolutely crazy. And it's like, dude, it's it seems like some shit that was invented in like the medieval times. Like they fully cut like okay. It's like they're getting ready to scalp you, but then they don't pull your scalp back. They pull your face up, cut off the skin, and then stitch it. Dude, in the way they stitch it, it's not like clean or pretty. Like maybe if you get like a high quality facelift, but if you're just like a regular like house like slut, you're not getting a nice facelift, dude. S- That shit is crazy though. Maybe I'll do an episode about how Botox works. Because I mean, I just perfectly explained how coffee works, but that's just that's what happens when you have a mind like mine that is just able of instantly comprehending whatever's put down in front of it. You know what I mean? I'm a real genius, all right? Cultural anthropology, you think that shit's hard for me? Chump change. I like me. But no. Look, episode was kind of a stinker, I'll be honest, but it was mostly just me thinking out loud. And not in a way that I usually do. That's like at least it has some level of humor. It was just like regular thoughts. It was like, dude, I need to buy milk. That's basically what most of this episode was. But look, we're kind of fucking rushed for time. All right. I got essays due. I got what else do I have to do? I got Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? I'm busy. All right. So you should be thankful you got this. All you people listening to this, not you people, but like the fans, all my adoring. Fuck it. Now that I'm thinking about it, dude, I do not want adoring fans. If there was a way I could just do this and get money, I gotta figure it out, dude. Gotta figure out how to do a podcast and only get money from it and nothing else. God, why can't everything just be like the best version of what it is? Why do I have to deal with negative repercussions for anything? And god damn it, fuck it. I'll deal with the negative repercussions. It's better than the negative repercussions that come with living like I don't know, like working in an office all day. Like that, the negative repercussions from that is that you basically get CTE from just being a drone. Negative repercussions from this, there is about if you become famous, I would say there's like a 50% chance at some point that especially like internet famous, there's a pretty good chance you become a pedophile. So there's that too. Or maybe I don't know. Why are famous people always pedophiles? I don't think I think the thing that makes them become pedophiles is that they get like desensitized to sex and I just feel like that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm truly like even if I was drowning in pussy, I'm still like a virgin at heart. I'm still like an incel at heart, dude. I just want to look at soy jacks all day. I think even if I had pussy, I'd still be looking at soy jacks all day. You know what I mean? Going on Reddit, wallowing in my melancholic solitude. I'd be doing that regardless of any female presence in my life. And that's another downside of the pod, dude. Women, just the fact that they exist. No. All right. Look, that's all I got. We're at 29 minutes. I don't want to go more than 30. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm recording this a week in advance. It'll be out normal time on Wednesday. Um, and I was gonna say something about this week's episode. Oh, I guess this week's episode, since I'm putting this out in advance, I'll just say it. It's probably gonna be either cnidarians, which is a type of animal, or like egg-laying mammals. I think those are the two options here, dude. I think egg-laying mammal, a good like episode name for that would be like the living omelet or something like that. You know what I mean? Because you got milk and eggs. But yeah, that's all I've got, dude. Like I said, my brain was already kind of dead coming into this, but I did it anyway, all right? I did it for the fans. It's how I do everything. Every moment of my life, I'm thinking about it. But yeah, that's all I've got. I know this episode wasn't great, but honestly, none of the episodes in the first year are going to be amazing. Um, and I am going to do this for a year, dude. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. I'm telling you. If you just think about everything in your life, like you're a young black kid trying to get off the street, if you just apply that mentality and like those thoughts to everything in your life, dude, that's what I've been doing. It's going all right. It's not as bad as it could be. Um, but yeah, that's my closing thought. Hope you guys have a nice day, nice week, nice life, wherever you're at. Nice year maybe. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday. I don't know what this next week's episode is gonna be. Not not Sunday the 24th or whatever, but like Sunday the 30th. Don't know what that episode's gonna be. We might do like Szechuan cooking or some historic event. I don't know. I've got a few ideas. But yeah, hope shit's going well for you. Hope it stays going well. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday, hopefully. All right. Peace out.